we're back. Strange man. As a contestant on the hit show The Apprentice, my next guest gained notoriety for her dramatic antics. Here she is from the last episode, just before she was fired.
Let me ask you a question, if I may. Well,
Mr. Trump, I've worked for the last 2 weeks.
Omarosa, I didn't call for you yet.
I've been running around for a week.
We all
I've been running
have
around for a
problems.
week with my...
Life is full of problems. I mean, I understand.
My problem.
All right,
Cancer.
let's go. Sit down, Omarosa.
Can I grab tissue? My
Go
nose
ahead.
is running.
Grab a nap.
God, what a sympathetic man. Please welcome Omarosa Stallworth. You know, I watched that episode with my wife. I think a lot of us were just riveted by what happened on that episode. I know it was emotional for you. But looking at that now, I realize Trump would make the worst therapist in the world. Because you seem like there is like, you come in, you're crying, you're upset, and he's just like, we've all got problems. You're like, but yeah, the world's full of problems. Get a napkin. What the hell is that? All right, let's talk about everything.
Okay.
That was such a compelling moment when you're out in the hall, you don't know their decision yet, and you burst back in, which nobody's done. You push through the door, Trump surprised.
I look like Rambo in a miniskirt going back into the boardroom.
Yeah, well, what were you thinking in that moment?
Well, I
were
was
you
actually
thinking?
told that I was going to have a private moment with Mr. Trump to actually talk about the seriousness of my injury and talk about what the doctors had, you know.
Because you claimed that your performance was affected by some plaster hitting you on the head.
Well, those weren't claims. It was an actual injury. And I walked into the boardroom, and Trump, Carolyn, and George are still sitting there. So it was one of those reality moments. I was supposed to have a one-on-one with him, but it was okay.
But it looked like you kind of barged in there.
I love that. That's creative.
Well, did you? I mean, you kind of looked like you just burst in.
I was instructed to just go back in, and you'll be able to talk to Trump one-on-one, and there
They
was
told
the
you to
whole...
go in at that moment?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So we've all been lied to. We've been manipulated? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't go that far. It's reality television. Come on, they squeezed 3 days into 42 minutes.
But when you burst in and Trump said, Omarosa, we didn't call for you, I mean, that must have been an embarrassing moment.
I wasn't embarrassed because of the instructions, so no, not at all. But I love watching it because it makes me look like Rambo.
Okay. Let me continue my line of questioning.
Help me
You
out
inspired
here.
Don't touch her, you belong to me. That's my man. Goldblum is mine.
He's going after me, Lord.
You have to admit that you inspired a negative vibe with the other, with your coworkers on the show. Is that fair to say?
I wonder why, because I always remained calm, cool. Did you watch the show?
Oh, yeah, I've watched a lot of the show.
I never raised my voice. Did you ever see me
You
raise?
didn't raise your voice, but I think sometimes you let your displeasure with the others be known. Is that fair to say?
Yes. When we were losing, and I knew I was going to go into the boardroom every single time, I was like, oh, God, not another boardroom. But I never yelled, never called names, never screamed, never did any of those things. So I was surprised that I was kind of villainized.
Is it hard for you now that they showed in the scenes, like from next week, when the show that you were fired?
When they're cheering?
They're all cheering and saying, Omarosa's gone, yay. That must be hard for you.
Not at all, because I think it validates the fact that I was truly one of the strongest players on the team. And they're celebrating because now they have a chance of winning.
So you think it was because they were threatened by your competitive
Very much
spirit?
so. I watch interviews from the other contestants. They spend half of their interviews talking about me. I made quite an impression on them.
Well, see, I will give you this. Two people applaud you out of 200. You're winning them over slowly. I'll say this about your strategy. On The Real World, they've done how many Real Worlds? Like 15 Real Worlds? The most memorable character in all those years was Puck. Because Puck was a complete nut job, and people remember... No, I'm not saying...
Are you calling me a nut job?
No. Wait. Yeah. Ah! Ugh. Sorry. I just saw that sore again.
What is that?
I don't know, just a little pimple. I like how now you're on my pimple on my hand. All right, but you did make an impression.
Yeah.
Which, did you set out to make that impression?
I set out to be the CEO of one of Trump's companies. I never knew that I would end up on Leno and The View
Right.
and Regis. I just went out to win.
And this show, you kind of throw us in there. You're like, Leno, The View, oh, Regis. And then I'll stop by Conan if I have time. Now, is it, you are an extremely competitive person. That's what I got from watching the show. Is that fair to
yes.
say? You hate to lose.
I hate to lose.
And you lost on one of the highest rated, you were fired on one of the highest rated
Can I tell you a
shows.
secret? The
Yeah.
winner spends a year with Donald Trump. Enough said.
Wow, you do have amazing people skills.
And I get to hang out with you. I mean,
Oh, I like that. But so you wouldn't have wanted that job, is that what you're saying?
no, I would have loved to be CEO, but the reality is I'm sitting here. I was fired last Thursday.
You got over it,
and-
you're dealing?
Yeah, and now I'm negotiating my own talk show. I mean, winning maybe for
Wait,
losers.
what time of night would you be on?
Right about now.
Oh, I wish you all the luck in the world. You're fired! Wow, we have no time. I'm having so much, I'm getting the red wrap. I never have any time tonight to talk to everybody. We used to, well, listen, it was very nice having you on the show.
Pleasure talking with you.
No, I'm serious. We've got such a packed show. Let me ask you very quickly. It's true about the talk show? You think you might get a talk show deal out of this?
I hope so. The negotiations are going very well.
And you're
I'm-
working on a line of business wear?
For women, yes.
women.
Short skirts, low cuts, yeah, great colors. I'm bringing finesse back to business.
Yeah, fine message for the ladies out there in business. And cocktail waitresses. The Apprentice airs Thursday nights at 9 on NBC. Do you care if anybody watches it anymore? Now that
I
you're
do
gone?
care. I
Oh,
like
good.
Trump a lot, and it's a great show.
Right. Even though you said the loser is the person who has to spend a year with him. Excellent. Omarosa Stallworth, thank you for being here and for being a good sport. Sarah McLachlan coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Everybody, we're back.